Hi there, I'm Jen Delvo, and I'm here with
Darren Delvo.
And we are our continuation of living with cancer, and we ended it. The last video is kind of how we figured out the diagnosis. So today we're talking about the days leading up to the surgery and then the surgery. So,
Are we doing post-surgery today?
no, we're not gonna
No?
do post.
Okay.
We're gonna just talk about like the days leading up to it. So I think we left off last time with getting that diagnosis and how we felt. And now we're kind of like home. So
okay.
when we got home that night, I'll tell you this first of all. This was so crazy. Like I was in utter shock. And I just remember we got home late, and it would happen to be this thing where it was my birthday, so we had our kids sleeping at the neighbor's house, so we had the house to ourselves, so it was just us. And I just remember we were laying next to each other in bed, and I literally did not want to let him go. And I'm like, how is he gonna even sleep? Oh my gosh, like I don't even, like I was so worried about him. And like within 2 seconds, he's snoring.
I was tired.
I was like, okay.
I can sleep at the drop of a hat at any point.
Like sound
I got
asleep
that.
like a baby.
I got that from my mother.
I couldn't even believe that. I was so shocked, but I was like so thankful that he was sleeping, and I literally was up the entire night until it was an appropriate time where I could call my mom and sister and my family. But the next couple days, like, how were you feeling?
The next couple days was a total blur.
Yeah.
Like I really don't remember a lot of what. I don't remember a lot of that.
You were very
except
calm.
For, yeah. I don't know if I was calm. I was probably. I was probably in a little shock, even though I kind of had before this whole thing happened in the previous video. I was kind of prepared for it because I felt like something was really wrong.
Right.
So it was almost a relief because I knew I wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel like what we did was we went home, and so we got home, and then that Monday we had an appointment, and then that Tuesday we had an appointment with the surgeon, and they were planning on surgery on that Thursday. So we had like 4 days home to just kind of figure out everything.
Yeah.
And for me, like I was so stressed, all I could do was clean. I was like, I could not stop doing anything. And you were,
Why don't you do it anymore?
because he doesn't know.
I do all the cleaning now. First
No,
of
you
all,
don't do
I
it
want
all.
to
You don't do
let
it.
let everyone know. My face is super duper red right now, and it's because
Of a
it's not
workout.
because I was tanning. I got done working out, then I took the hottest, longest shower.
Yeah.
So that's why
Okay.
I am red.
Okay.
I'm not a tanner
That's so funny.
because people with cancer shouldn't tan.
No, nor should anybody else. Okay. So anyway, I think we were both quietly in our own little heads, and I literally I tried not to cry in front of him, but I was upset. You were really strong.
Yeah, I think when we first got home, I think I had one of the few things I remember is I had I wouldn't say a breakdown, but like I cried. It was emotional.
Yeah, there was a couple emotional days.
Yeah, and you're gonna have that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's natural. You can't just sit there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna be tough. I'm gonna be strong through
No,
this." It's
and
like, are you kidding me?
But I honestly, I have to admit that I wasn't strong, and he was strong. I was not. I was a wreck. In fact, when we went and met with his doctor Monday morning, they put me on Xanax, a very small dose, but just to calm me down because I literally
Yeah.
couldn't cope. And so, I did think, and I think most people think, when you are dealt with brain cancer, you hear that word or brain tumor and you have to have brain surgery, you automatically assume it's a death sentence.
Yeah.
And it's not. There's a
Not
lot
anymore.
there's a lot of other cancers that are way worse.
Yeah.
But I did think that. And so we were in our own little heads. There was a lot of hugging and holding. Like I literally
Yeah.
didn't want to let him go. But let's get to the hospital. Let's get to surgery morning. So that morning, I think we had to be at the hospital at like 5 a.m. And again, it was one of those things I'll never forget because I literally, before he went in for surgery, I like laid on him in his little gurney bed because I didn't want to let him go.
Pretty bad.
How are you feeling? You were so good. Again, he was so good.
Well, the days leading up to the surgery, I don't have
Yeah.
really any recollection of it. I don't know if it was because it was like very traumatic for me, and I just blocked it out. So I honestly, this is probably, Jenny probably knows more about it. but I honestly don't have a lot to say about that. I really don't remember it.
Yeah.
My first memory.
Let's talk about like how are you feeling leading up to the surgery at the hospital? Do you have memory of that?
Leading up to that.
Like we're
No.
at the hospital. Okay, so you don't
No.
have any memory even
No.
at the hospital.
Well, no, the only thing I remember, this is where it starts.
Yeah.
Is when they finally were wheeling me in,
Mm-hmm.
I finally realized I was kind of like, holy shit, like this is going down.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right.
They're gonna cut open my head.
Yeah, it was crazy. And you know, for the surgeon that we had was very grim. I mean, you guys, he was like, you have a year and a half to live. It's not going to be good. And, you know, the surgeon said to him, Darren said, I want quality over quantity. So if you get into a certain part of my brain where you think this is going to affect his speech or whatever, please stop. I want to be able to talk to my kids. But he just was like this grim guy. And I'm like, well, maybe this just means he's a really good surgeon.
And
So
that's a decision that you have to make. I mean, the quality over quantity of life, that's a decision that you have to be prepared for
Right.
with your spouse, not necessarily with your kids. Our kids were, you know, pretty young at that time.
Yeah.
But it's a reality of it. So that's one thing I think maybe we should have even discussed even further.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
I think the way it went down was fine. So he goes, I went out to the waiting room, and of course all of my family and friends were there and everybody was there to support. And we literally thought it was going to be a really long surgery, like 3 or 4 hours. And I was shocked because like after, it was literally just under 2 hours, the surgery was done and they said the surgeon would be out soon. And I was like, you're kidding me. Like that just seems so fast.
That means they didn't do a good job.
Well,
They should have stayed.
but
a
let me
bit
just
longer.
tell you guys, it is true. They probably should have.
Yeah.
We'll
Take
tell
the
you.
time a little bit
We'll
more.
tell you more in a minute. But anyway, so the doctor comes out and gets me, and I'm in this little waiting room, and I had my mom and my dad and my sister there with me. I think maybe your parents were in there at that time. But anyway, he came in. I mean, you guys, like so grim. And I'm like, how'd it go? He's like, we still think it's a grade 4. I would say it's still, he maybe has 18 months. I'm like, can he walk? Can he talk? He's like, we don't know until he wakes up. Like, that's what I was dealing with. And then I remember they came and said, you can come see him now. And I said, well, can I bring my sister? Because I was scared to death. You know, when your spouse gets operated on the brain, you don't know how it's going to affect them. And I was so worried that I was going to go in there and he was going to be a different person. That scared me more than you can even imagine. So, and I wasn't allowed to bring my sister. And I just remember that walk, like my legs felt like they were 100 pounds each. Like that walk to the recovery room I'll never forget it. So we finally get back there and I see him and his eyes are closed and he has wires on him. And I just looked at him and I touched him and he opened his eyes and he looked at me and he said, I feel like a champ. And I was like,
I think I was probably still high.
Any of my fears just washed away. And I was like, we are so going to get through this. We are going to do this. Like, that's what I wanted. Because I knew he still had, his personality. And it was this moment where I was like, I know we can get through this.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to end this one now, and we're going to be doing another one shortly after this in the next day or two on kind of the recovery process and then, how we dealt with the next couple years.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add about the surgery and how you felt afterwards?
I'm trying to think.
You were so out of it, you probably don't know.
No, but I do, like I said, I think the biggest emotional thing that hit me during that whole time was going into the surgery.
Yeah.
Like, even the ride down wasn't bad. But it was when we hit the operating room, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, this is really happening. Wow.
It's getting rural.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you think this will help somebody else, please share this video. We are doing this not only just for ourselves, just to have this timeline for us. We have a lot of memories that we want to just kind of keep, and they might be weird memories to keep, but we've grown a lot.
Yeah, we want to document this.
Yeah.
And like Jenny said, like, not just for everyone else, for us.
Yes. So anyway, thank you for watching. You can go to my website, jendelvo.com, for more information on other things. We have tips on healthy recipes and health tips and other stuff with living with cancer. So it's jendelvo.com. Thanks for watching, you guys.
Bye.